Hello, my name is Andy, and today I'll teach you how to do a zoom transition. Zoom transitions are pretty good because they can be used for almost anything, but if they're also used in the correct context, then they look really good. So an example of it just using zoom transitions in a general context would be something like here, where it zooms out into the title screen. And then another example where it actually uses the clips would be here. Where it zooms into the temple. And then another one here, where it makes it look like it zoomed through the fences. So to start with the tutorial, you just make a new project and then import your files. I'll be using the same ones as in my video that I showed. So first you take, so this is for a zoom in transition. So first you take your wide shot and then your close-up shot, and then you want to make sure that the clips match up exactly. So with the Command-Shift-D, you can cut it right here. Then Command-Shift-D again. Oops. Yeah, cut the earlier one. So this makes it so that clips are right next to each other exactly. First part of this is motion tile. You want to go to your effects and search this up, and then import this into both of your clips. And then go to open up scale in both clips. Click the stopwatch in both, and then deselect both. And then basically what this does is it makes it so that the transitions start here. So if the transition starts about here, then this is where it's going to start to zoom in. So here it should be 100%, and here set it to something around 200 maybe. So it zooms in like that. It's a little slow. So it zooms in like that, actually. I might have to scale this up. And then you want to make sure that what you're zooming into is the center of the screen. So I want to center it into this opening so that it zooms into that, roughly. Make this a little bigger. So that's the first part of your zooming in. And then starting from here, you're going to want to move this out because you're going to make it look like it starts out wide. So set this to something like 50% maybe. And then what motion tile does is makes it so that the outside here isn't just black, so it looks smooth. So set the output width to 200, output height to 200, whichever makes it fill up the entire screen. And then from here do mirror edges so that it looks all smooth. And then we have somewhat of a transition here. It's a little slow, so I might speed it up by bringing the keyframes closer. But it still looks a little bit choppy, so what we're going to do here is change the keyframe so it accelerates. From here, click onto the graph editor, edit speed graph, and what we're going to do is make the speed of the zoom accelerate over time on this side. And then speed of this graph decelerate from a high point on this side. Now we have a much smoother looking transition, but the final thing you have to add is motion blur so that it looks even more smooth. So enable motion blur here, and then you should have this row of things here, but if you don't, right click the columns, right click this layer up here, columns, and then switches. If this is unchecked, then you have to check it for this to pop up. And then for both of the layers, you have to click on the motion blur. and then now it's a smooth transition like that. And this can essentially be done also with the zooming out, where let's say take the same 2 clips, but you just reverse it so that the close-up clip is first and the wide clip is after. So let's say you start out with this. So now you cut here. So it's right next to each other again. Scale on both, and then click the keyframe. So both of these, make sure that they start out, and then you adjust it to what you want to be. So for this one, since it's starting close up and then moving out, I want to make this 50%. So never mind, it starts out. And then this one, make sure that it goes to 50%. So in theory, this is the reverse, where it zooms out into the other clip. And then for the second clip here, or first clip, you want to add motion tile, so that the edges are, once again, it's smooth. Change the output height, add mirror edges. Now we're going to do the same thing with the keyframes, so that it accelerates. This is upside down, but you just have to make sure that it's steeper on this end and less steep on this end. And then the reverse for this keyframe. Do the same thing, add motion blur. And it's the same transition. So I would say to use the zoom in transition when you have something to zoom into, like when the clips are actually like matching each other. But when the clips have no relation to each other, I think zooming out is the better option. So yeah, that's about it.